All right, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be hopping on Reddit and getting your guys' thoughts on AEW. Let's hop into it. So yeah, guys, I want to go on Reddit because there is no news or anything special going on. I couldn't even think of an idea for a video, but I knew that something would click eventually. And here today, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on AEW because that seems to be one of the biggest talking points in pro wrestling currently as we speak. AEW, some people love it, some people dislike it, some people are in the middle. You just never know. But I thought, hey, why not go directly to the source, get everybody's opinions and thoughts? I'm actually really interested to see what people have to say about AEW because, as you guys know, AEW has had just numerous things kind of happen. That main event at Revolution, a lot of people were skeptical about, although the show was a really good show. And then following up on Wednesday, people had their own thoughts. Some people said it was the worst. Yes, the worst AEW so far this year. On top of that, you had others saying like, oh, this is a great show, things of that nature. Now, me personally, I wasn't a big fan of the show. I thought they missed a couple things and didn't follow up on some things that I necessarily wanted them to the correct way. But again, those are just my personal thoughts. So I thought, hey, let's just go dive directly into the source. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. Very, very interested to see what you guys think about this. So let's just move over to it. All right. So yeah, I'm on the AEW Reddit page. So we'll start at the top. This user says, Toni Storm is the best thing out of AEW. Been watching the highlights of her mega match versus Mariah, and it was a bloody mess with a Hollywood ending. What's next for Toni? So obviously, this is 14 hours ago. Okay, so maybe I can answer this user's question. Well, it's very simple. We seen something with her and Megan Payne that happened on Wednesday. I actually thought that was one of those things that they did follow up really nicely about. So definitely want to see Megan Payne and Toni Storm. Glad that Toni and Mariah had that ending. I thought it ended really, really well. And then that Hollywood ending sign, I definitely think that's what should have main evented the show, especially knowing that the outcome that we had for, what happened was just not good at all. All right, so let's just keep this thing rolling. This person says, unpopular opinion. To me, there is no distinction between the Continental and International title. I'd won at the end of a round robin tournament, fine, but with me, the world title and the TNT title, it's just one belt too many, and it's I don't even know. My suggestion is to either merge the Continental and International titles at All In with Omega versus Okada and have the International Championship or the International title be the prize for the Continental Classic. A title needed, and to replace the Continental title should be a junior heavyweight title for wrestlers under 200 pounds. You've had Darby, Hook, Commander, Dante Martin, Action Andretti, Yuta, Jack Perry, Sammy, Ricochet, Speedball, etc. So, yeah, I definitely think that AEW will actually merge those titles. I think that is what they're aiming for. I think they are aware that it is just one title too many. So I do definitely think that AEW, number one, they want the Okada-Kenny match. I think that's just super simple, but overall, I do think that the merger between the titles just makes a lot of sense. I know me personally, it's something that I want to see because the Continental title, I mean, it's been defended, but like when it first came out, I always thought it was going to be like the other world championship, right? It was just going to be that next championship next to the world title that you could build a lot of good feuds around, especially with the tournament that they did. Obviously, that wasn't the case, and the title has just kind of lost all credibility in my eyes. The International Championship is obviously really cool because you can travel with it and things of that nature, but, that's ultimately going to be up to AEW. The funny thing about AEW is we never really know, and that's kind of the problem with AEW is you never really know if it's going to be good, if it's going to be bad. We talked about it in our live stream, me and Ango, yesterday, talking about AEW not really having a quote-unquote identity or having some type of identity problem, and this is just, it falls under that category. But yeah, well, here we go. Speedball Mike Bailey. If you guys didn't know, he debuted on Wednesday. Really cool. Love Speedball. He deserves it. Great addition to the roster. Face Mortos for a chance with Omega. I love it. Hats off to my luchadors Morto, Mystico, and Hologram for kicking ass and being part of the story. Yeah, I think this is just really cool because I think Speedball Mike Bailey deserves the props. This guy is super talented. He's been a huge part of what TNA was doing. He's been a killer on the independent scene. I mean, the guy's just fun to watch. And I think people would be naive or dumb to say that he is not fun to watch. So big shout out to Speedball Mike Bailey. I really like that debut. So this one's about Kenny Omega. This is from Gooner77. He said, Kenny Omega is one of the main reasons I'm watching AEW weekly. He is the people's champion, and he is the face of the best wrestler, or the face of the best wrestler to me in the AEW universe. Okay, so yeah, Kenny Omega is definitely one of the reasons that I'm watching AEW currently. I think Kenny Omega is just one of those people that you love to watch. You enjoy him, for everything that he does. And the guy is just an outstanding pro wrestler, and we knew that. And, diverticulitis coming back from that. I mean, just outstanding. His story is incredible. We love Kenny Omega. All right, so here we go. All right, so this is Housewife Legs. Interesting username. She says, make it so Brody and Buddy have their moment in the sun. I'm enjoying the Hurt Syndicate plowing through teams, but the only two tag teams I can accept to... Oh. Okay. So the only two tag teams I can accept to beat them, I think is what they were trying to say, are the Hounds of Hell and FTR, but I think FTR should have a Trios Championship run with Adam Copeland. No, I do not think that should happen. Me personally, this is going to be a hot take. Get rid of them Trios Championships. Please, get rid of them. They make no fucking sense in your company whatsoever. All right, so this person says, bruh, right here, says that ending went from terrible to potentially epic to dog shit in 30 seconds. I think he's talking about the main event for Revolution. I would highly agree. That shit was horrible all the way around. AEW, I don't know what you did or were trying to accomplish. That shit was dog shit. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. So this person says, I miss the days when AEW only had 4 pay-per-views. You guys remember that? They did them quarterly. All in Double or Nothing Revolution Full Gear. That's all we need. Because they were so infrequent, they felt really special. Stories had time to build to a big crescendo. TV felt more important because everything was a building block for those shows. The long pay-per-view times were a little more justified because the shows only happened 4 times a year. If a story felt like it was ending and no pay-per-view was around the corner, you knew that the next TV special was going to be a banger. Less is more sometimes. Yes. So I want to actually agree with this. AEW was a very, very special place when they had 4 pay-per-views a year. That's exactly it. You have more time to book your shows. You have more time to put emphasis on the matches that are taking place. Right now, it just feels like AEW kind of floats by, especially because I think now it's almost like 1 pay-per-view a month, if I'm not mistaken. And then TV specials on top of that. Nothing really feels special anymore. That's what made AEW different. And nowadays, it's just not so different. Now, it just feels like a knockoff to what WWE is doing. You can hate me for saying it. You can call me whatever you want. I'm just being upfront and honest. Me personally, I think AEW needs to go back to the 4 pay-per-view strategy. But ultimately, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. This was a different type of video. Like I said, there was no real news. If you guys were wondering, Jeff Cobb, it does look to be internally a part of WWE now. So Jeff Cobb picked WWE over AEW, so that's kind of interesting, but I wasn't sure if that was like real big news, massive, I wasn't sure. So I figured, hey, why not hop on here, do some Reddit stuff. I thought it'd be interesting. It's Friday. Friday Night SmackDown's on tonight. We will not be live today, guys. We will not. We will be back on Monday for Raw, which obviously, if you guys are in the Eastern time zone, Raw starts at 3 p.m., and so we will be live following Raw on Monday. So it's not going to be a noon stream. It's going to be a little bit later. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to watch Raw. We're going to critique it right away. We're going to see John Cena and we're going to see Cody Rhodes in the same building. I know WWE is starting their tour right now over in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So very interested to see what WWE is going to do. But yeah, SmackDown's on tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Interested to get your guys' thoughts on everything that I talked about. So definitely be sure to leave it in the comment section below. Other than that, have a Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. Yeah, be sure to like, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.